Hello everybody, welcome back to Four Sides of the Ring. Tonight we're going to talk about Raw's debut on Netflix and give you our thoughts and our takes on the matches for the night. So we'll get going with, I think they started off the night with Jay and Drew. No,
first match was Roman and Solo.
Roman and Solo.
It was Roman Solo. It went, and then Rhea and Liv next. And then I do believe after that it was Jay and Drew at that point. They didn't do a lot of matches per se. I think because I was listening to Eric Bischoff's podcast and some of his thoughts, and I do agree with something he started the podcast with, was that I think they took this debut as just planting a flag. They're making statements of just how good it is, because even in a way they didn't necessarily progress down storylines more, other than, I think the only progression we got was Roman now has the Ulu Fala, but even then, I don't know how many people may have seen what I saw, but at the end of that match, it almost seemed like Paul was looking at Solo like, you kind of messed up. This wasn't the plan. You weren't supposed to lose. So it makes me wonder if maybe there's going to be a bigger part to that story, because now it's like it's up in the air on what that story is going to be. And we all figured there'd be a bigger part played by The Rock rather than just crowning him. And him being one of the high chiefs, we gotta admit, he is in a bigger standing than Roman was, or is. But I think all in all for that one was actually a really, really good match. I definitely didn't see Kevin coming out and helping Solo. So that was a twist.
Yeah, I've seen a lot on Kevin, the hypocrisy of coming out to help in this situation where he's been
Simon Cody.
Where he's been all over Roman. Cody for teaming up with Roman, and then he comes out and helps Solo. And these are all guys that have gone after Kevin.
Been going after Kevin like crazy.
And that's that's always been his point about why he's right, is because,
Right.
Yeah. Cody betrayed him, but now he's put himself in a position where he's just...
I'm saying technically, too, I even misspoke. They didn't start with the Roman Solo match. They started with The Rock coming out.
Yeah, The Rock.
Which, let's face it, that was one of the biggest pops I ever heard with him coming out still. And it's just insanity that even this guy can be a heel, and everyone freaking love him the way he's been accepted.
Yeah, he's still The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
He's still The Rock in that whole universe,
I'll tell you right now, too, it's like I'm looking forward to seeing, really, I guess, if we want to call it the Netflix era. But even then, I still think this is the Paul Levesque era. I think this is where we're going to see his true there's going to be image a lot more of what he wants.
Opening up with storylines and
a
lot more. But that match turned out really well, I thought. And it's like you said, I didn't notice what you were saying about Heyman or anything, but
you'd really have to go. It's right after he pinned him.
Yeah, right.
And you'd really have to watch close, because it was when Heyman still had the Ulafala, and he's getting in that ring, and he kind of it's a quick glance towards Solo, and I just managed to see it, and I'm like, that kind of looked a little weird to me.
But either way, even if, however it was meant to be finished, that storyline is far from over.
Oh, no.
Because even with, I thought going in that Solo was going to win and retain the Ulafala, because I thought they were going to keep with the tribal chief and keep that fight going. But even with Roman Reigns reclaiming the tribal chief title, I think I don't think Solo's gonna acknowledge him
no.
he said he was going to.
I think come Friday we're gonna see something.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
I think we're gonna see a bigger part of the plan kind of unveil. And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, but the match I think went exactly how it was supposed to. I think it was supposed to be Roman who won, but I think they're kind of dropping Easter eggs. Because let's face it, last time we saw The Rock before Monday, he made a very 1, 2, 3 cut, slit throat gesture towards Roman.
Yeah,
and it makes you think that right now, I think we're going to see a much bigger end to the bloodline, because it just doesn't make sense. Because if they go the other path, which is Solo acknowledges him, now what? Then it's like, okay, yeah, we just made the bloodline story over.
Yeah, well, there's been too much. Solo's gained too much ground as the quote unquote tribal chief over the last months.
Right.
For them to just cut him off entirely, which is why I didn't think they'd make him lose. It's because he's gained so much ground as the tribal chief that there's still plenty to that storyline and fighting Roman, and he has Jacob and those fellas behind him. So I think there's still quite a bit to be done.
No, there is
under that storyline.
I can't remember what Paul technically said or whatever, but he was basically like, we're not even close to the final inning of the bloodline story. Still relatively at the beginning.
So definitely, I definitely think Solo's gonna, find a way to not acknowledge Roman, even though that was the deal, and they'll continue fighting. It's gonna be interesting to see if Kevin now plays a part in any of that going forward, or if he was just out.
Now, to me, it just doesn't make sense for him to even help.
I know it doesn't make
help
sense
them at all. So right now, I'm confused by it. Because
I think that whole bit's just Kevin being a madman. He's out for blood essentially, and it doesn't really matter what he's doing, So he jumped in. Cody was there to
get him
out. But it doesn't go beyond that for Kevin, to join up with anybody. He's just he's out for himself, and it was just hilarious to see him come out and do that, Be like, what? So I'd seriously doubt him joining up with anybody. That really doesn't seem like him at this point. Anything else noteworthy happened in that match?
I'm just trying to think, but I don't believe so. To an extent, other than just Jimmy and Sammy obviously came out and interfered.
Right.
Well, they didn't interfere, but they came out to even the odds, I should say.
Yeah.
But other than that, really nothing out of the
right. We've got
the ordinary.
We've got Roman back as the tribal chief, and
he's got his Ulufala. Now the question is, where do we go from there with the bloodline? And that is a very big question, because I don't see Solo giving up. Even if he's not the tribal chief, I don't think him and his bloodline are gonna acknowledge. I'd be surprised if they do.
I'd be surprised if they did.
But and then on top of it, let's see. And then let's go to the next match, which was Rhea versus Liv. We all got to see Mommy get her title back. She's back on top. Not that she ever left. She's always on top. And I was very excited with that one.
I am not happy about this one.
I'll tell you right now, I found out when I was at work. So I didn't even get to watch this, as the show goes, because I didn't have Netflix or any of the information on my phone, so I couldn't watch it at work. But I'm sitting there on my Instagram, where I basically always end up spoiling myself.
Yeah.
But even knowing the results to a couple of the matches, I still went in and just they were good matches. They're worth watching. And
This match is really good. Like, it was a really good one. Like, they both fought hard, and they both,
I can't remember, was there really any interference given?
There wasn't.
Raquel hopping?
I don't think there was really anything.
No, Raquel got knocked down for something.
Like, I don't think there's anything noteworthy. Because
I don't think it was major, though, so we almost had a very clean fight this round.
Because they tried something like a chair got involved and the ref got distracted, and Liv was able to drop Rhea on the chair, but it didn't end Rhea's night, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So, like, there was interference, but it never amounted to anyone, to the fight ending.
Right.
And, of course, I just didn't see the title transfer in this fight. Like,
I definitely did. Not necessarily because Liv didn't do a good job or anything. I definitely think she did, but I think this grows that story a lot thicker now. Because, one, we're going to see a broken Liv with a broken Finn in the Judgment Day, which might actually start bringing the Judgment Day's downfall even bigger. But two, they're also going to start pulling towards those two having another match down the road at a PLE like Royal Rumble, or we'll see Liv go into that Royal Rumble and win.
Yeah, see, I think
getting her chance back.
I think Liv's going to be in the Royal Rumble now. Because I've been thinking about this one a little bit, because it really, I don't know if I'm just bothered because Liv lost, but I've been thinking about this one for a minute, and it's just like, it really surprised me that she lost at this particular match. I saw Rhea getting the title back from Liv. Like, I always saw that happening. I just didn't think it was
going to happen yet.
Now, like, I really saw it coming more at WrestleMania than now. But it just, like, so I'm like,
well, look at the comedy end of this too. Who just pinned Nia on SmackDown and got her belt?
Right.
Tiffy. Well, back a month or two ago, they were being compared to that little blonde-haired girl in Wednesday and Wednesday Adam.
Right.
So now you just got them both having a title.
They both got their titles, and I do. I know Rhea's got a lot of popularity, and I know people want to see her with the title, and it's like, and I did see, like, she never lost the title. It was always her title.
Laid it down.
And she gave it up because of that injury. And it's just like, so there's a lot going on right there with that title, but it's just, I do see Rhea stepping away, though, from some of the Liv Dom.
I think that storyline's going to be
stuff a little bit
backed off,
and her getting a proper title run with other people and other story arcs. So I don't know.
I think right now we're about to see a lot more between Liv and Dom, because Dom went and pulled his crap at the end of the match wanting a hug from Rhea. And it didn't benefit him and Liv to do that. So he was literally just caught red-handed with his hand in the cookie jar trying to get the gold.
She does, like, Liv is still supporting Dom, though. She's still
we'll
supporting him on social media and stuff and posting about.
We'll definitely see what happens, because we know this is going to be brought up.
But I do think a fracture of the Judgment Day is going to happen, because I do think Dom's going to get a singles run of some sort. I think he gets a run this year, and I don't know what's going to happen with Liv. Like,
Liv's gonna. I think our best option, or real show-worthy,
she might have a
side of it, is her and Raquel could even go for the tag teams again.
Like, yeah,
or she could go to the Royal Rumble and really.
Because I don't think she's getting the title back anytime soon. I don't
think she will. I don't think they'll probably not even do a rematch, just because, let's face it, that would have been, the fifth
Yeah,
match in a row
Like
between her and Rhea
we've seen this
for that belt.
so many times now, and it's like I think Rhea's gonna have the belt for a while.
Right.
I think Liv's gonna move on to something else. Like you said, it could be the tag team. Yeah, that could be something that happens. And I really think Dom's gonna have a.
Let's face it, there are 2 more belts to add there now. You got the Women's Intercontinental and the Women's US, which let's face there too. The fact that Chelsea's got the US title, we'll see some fun things from that. Let's all acknowledge that one.
Yeah, and we should have the finals for the Intercontinental
will
here
be
pretty quick. Is it?
That's the Raws, right? So
Yeah, that's
it
Raw.
should be
It should be
next
Monday,
Monday, I believe. I think they didn't do it this week because of the big debut, so they had a lot more going on.
I think it's next week, but yeah. So Liv
And
probably
let's
going
face
to
it
move
too, we're going to see a lot bigger changes with SmackDown because they've dropped to 3 hours now instead of 2. So their show is going to get bigger. I don't know about Raw if they've changed to 2 hours or what either. But I tell you, they really should both be 3 hour long shows just because they can do a lot more.
Well, I know this Raw was 3 hours.
Yeah, this Raw was, but
know
we also have to understand it was a very big night for them.
But they had a lot of.
That arena was awesome. The beginning of where, Paul was going into that with the video and everything about it. That was awesome. Let's face it too. We had a lot of returns. Undertaker, didn't see that coming. I did read that Becky was supposed to come back, but they bumped her for the Undertaker, which, I don't know how many people are fans of Becky very much, but, it would have been cool to see her. But Undertaker it's really more bump for Undertaker because he was a locker room leader for a very long time. He's a legend. Yes. So having him come out and literally tell, basically congrats to Rhea, that's huge. It's just like him coming out and helping out Cody get his title at WrestleMania. Huge. It's a much bigger deal. Like, I know we all still sit there and go, it would have been so cool to hear the glass shatter on The Rock and Stone Cold comes running out and stunners him again. But it wouldn't have meant as much as you got a locker room leader who's just come and tipped his hat to you saying, good job. So.
Yeah, it was fun seeing the Taker come out for Rhea.
Definitely didn't see it coming either. That's the second time he's come back, and I didn't even think he would be coming back.
But yeah, it makes a lot more sense to put him on. And I did hear Becky's got her contract though.
I believe she does. She's supposed to be coming back.
Yeah. So she'll probably be back Monday, I would assume.
We also have to understand too, she's probably not going to be in a permanent spot with wrestling. She's got a lot of other things going on now. So.
But she'll probably be back on Monday. I mean, there's probably a lot more going on.
Well, we didn't have any debuts. We didn't have any major wrestling returns. Like the rumors were Charlotte was going to be coming back, Charlotte Flair. God, what was the... Can't remember the luchador that was supposed to be debuting soon. I can't remember his name all of a sudden. But he didn't debut. There was someone else that we thought would be coming back and didn't show up. So, good handful of people still to really come back. See if I even wrote it down. I don't think I did. Yeah, man, same. Yeah, no. Other than the fact that, let's see, Hulk Hogan made his comeback. No one is happy with him. That was a bad comeback.
Oh, I know. Like,
he was immediately booed.
Well, he was booed there, and then if you get online and read online all the comments, like people were mad about it online too.
Yeah.
giving him all kinds of grief.
And let's face it, he said some things he shouldn't have really said. A lot of people were not okay with him saying he wanted to pile drive. Wow, I can't remember her name all of a sudden now, too. Vice President, whatever her name is.
Oh, Harris?
Yes. Because he said he wanted to pile drive her. And a lot of people weren't happy about that. So, probably not a good time to really put him out there.
Yeah, he was. Well, I would assume a big part of why he was out there was that because they started that sponsorship with his
beer. But so he wasn't happy about that. He really didn't even get to say anything.
No, he was only out there for a minute, and then that led to Drew and
I want to say Drew and Jay's match.
Drew and Jay's match.
If I'm right. No, actually that might have been before. Like Jay and Drew might have been before Hulk came out.
He came out after them.
I think so. Because they went through a whole volley of celebrities out in the audience. Vanessa, Ashton, Gabriel Iglesias. And then John Cena came out. Which
the Cena bit. Right?
He's going to be in the Royal Rumble now. So the question is, does he win it and get to break that?
Well, I think because that whole bit where he's like, everybody heard I'm back to break the record and get the 17th title and this and that. He's like, it's not gonna happen, right? And then he's like, unless I get into the Rumble and I win the Rumble and I get my shot. He was doing all that.
He's still got that other record he's got to break, which is his losing record right now of 2,000 whatever matches.
I would be surprised at this point if he does not win the Rumble.
It would be cool
because I really think they're setting him up for his.
It would be a cool send-off and really a good year for him. But at the same time, John does not strike me as the person to really care whether he breaks it or not if it means bumping someone out of his way. He is given to that company and all those wrestlers that have come up behind him. He's a sincere person. So I think if it came down to him or someone else like Damian Priest winning, I don't think he'd stand in the way of Damian, someone who's still going to be there for years.
Well, even if he does win, it'll be a short-lived.
I think that's all it would be.
Title run.
I think it would literally be him getting it and falling to the next.
Yeah, and then
he'd
fall at a rematch about as quick. But
I tell you right now, though, and it kind of made it to where I wasn't as pissed about the ads, but the ads felt more commercialized rather than all just one ad for 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I don't think we lost a horrible amount in the match to effect, because it doesn't ever seem like I came back to it and they were like, oh hey, this happened. So I can put up with the ads. I wish we didn't have to, but
yeah, they didn't feel like terrible placement at any rate. So
no. If they can keep up with that, that'd be great. Just because, let's face it, the ads aspect just sucks. And we didn't even see really anything happen with Logan on Monday. I don't remember even seeing him in the crowd, but you do.
Yeah, he was out in the crowd, but he, like all the other celebrities, he got to
wave, and that was about it.
That's about it. He really didn't do anything, which is surprising. I really thought he'd at least get a bit in there,
We'll have to see, because I don't know.
Maybe they bumped him for next week You know,
Maybe.
could have just ran out over with the other stuff they wanted to do.
I'll tell you though, it was actually really cool to see a lot of these celebrities there. You know, it's like you don't always see them, but you hear about how some of them are really actual fans, like Vanessa Hudgens and stuff like that. But you don't ever see them. But now it's like wrestling's cool now, so let's all go. And let's face it, it was great to see, you know, a whole bunch of them. Like, you know, it was good to see Steve Amell back. He's been there a couple of times. Got beef with old Stardust. But that was great. Let's face it there. The Jay Drew match was awesome. But what's gotten me on this one though is, you know, Jay comes walking down with I don't even know his name. It never seems to stick in my head, but that guy was carrying a certain belt, and it was called the Hardcore Champions belt that Triple H gave him. Are we going to get the Hardcore Championship belt back, or is it just a
prop?
A prop to shoot it out there? But either way, I would say it's kind of a waste of a belt if we're not going to get it back. So hopefully, I'm hoping Monday we see this guy come back.
More
and
news
that
on
belt comes back.
More news on more belts.
I would hope so. I mean, like I was telling you the other day, I think the fact that Kevin has that Winged Eagle belt and Cody has his belt, I think this is their way of saying, hey, the match is going to unify the belts into something different. And they're about to make a bigger change to the championship belt.
Right.
Definitely showed that Jay can take on the bigger foes now. So hopefully this is Jay's year and he finally works his way to get to that singles run again.
Well, he's got to have a singles run.
He's shouted out. He's going for the world title this year.
He's got too much popularity behind him.
He's huge.
To not be given a run, because his entrance is just ridiculous. Like, the whole crowd, every time he comes out, the whole crowd.
Huge.
The whole crowd is just right there with him.
Let's face it, too. We want to see him and Mommy go down their road. Come on. Just stop eating his posters and go yeet the man, Rhea.
But his popularity is off the chart.
Off the chart. And it's good, because I'll tell you right now, it's good to see him and Jimmy more or less working together.
Mm-hmm.
But not to slam either one of them. They do complement very well in the ring together. But I want to see Jimmy go his way. I want to see Jay go his way. We've seen the tag team. Now it's time to see them go.
Like, get their singles runs in, yeah.
You know, let's face it, Jimmy is just comedic gold with the no yeet still. I don't know if you noticed last week on SmackDown, he's sitting there going like this, you know, yeeting, but then cutting it out, going no yeet to the crowd, and it's just hilarious. So it'd be cool to see him kind of go his route. I don't want him to go back to tag team and really be back on a tag team circuit. We've got plenty of tag teams to still give good tag matches, and they've been around for so long. It's their time.
I'd be surprised, because I mean, with Jay's popularity, he's getting a singles run, and this whole Drew trying to run through everybody involved in the bloodline.
Well, he's got quite a few people still try and run through, and he just got stopped at the first speed bump right there.
He's got
because Jay put his ass down, which was great to see. Get tired of seeing this pop, and then all of a sudden the first big guy that comes Jay's way, they're like, oh no, he wins.
Right.
Like to see Jay keep going with this momentum and really win.
Yeah, that's a huge setback for Drew and whatever he's doing.
He's just being a menace. I don't even know what he's doing with Cody at this point.
What he's doing, but
let me help you, Cody.
Right.
Hugsies.
Awkward hugsies.
Come hugsies.
Oh God. So we'll see what he keeps doing. That's kind of a fun thing, but
yeah. Then let's face it, next Monday I'm looking forward to the Dakota Lyra match. I think Dakota should win. I think she's deserved it. We've seen Lyra be something as of recent to where it's like Dakota, we haven't seen much of her as of, a star per se. And I think she has put in so much to this company. She's given a lot. And I think it's time she get that belt and really she gets to be the first women's.
That'd be my guess on that match too.
Like, don't get me wrong, I think
Dakota.
Lyra's very talented. I love watching her in her matches, but I think, not to put Dakota down on this, but I think Lyra's more closer to getting a world champion title match rather than needing the Intercontinental title, where Dakota, she can take that Intercontinental Championship and make it into something just like Chelsea can make the U.S. champ. Let's face it, we're not getting tired of the goddamn presidential type entrances. They're hilarious, let's face it. Vanessa gets it. She stood up with her hand on her heart to Chelsea coming out.
I'm loving this Chelsea run. It is so good.
Oh, it's great. Let's face it, it was good to see Stephanie back. I know she's still a part of it. I don't think we get to see her part of it very much, though. But I know she's still got to be a part of that company.
Well, hopefully see some more Stephanie going forward.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what will happen with Seth now that that grudge match put him down. Got his butt whooped on that one.
It was a good match, though.
It was. I'm not going to lie. It was a very good match, but kind of put Seth in his place of, you probably should have shut the hell out.
Yeah. He's going to have to regroup after this. And
it was a great show on top of it all, but it's like, you want to sit there and kind of be like, okay, this was the debut. What the hell are you going to do now? Like, you just kind of made it real hard to top yourself. Because that was a huge show.
They had a lot going on, but they've still got a lot to keep going with, too. So, they've got to build up to, the Royal Rumble's coming up fast. So there's some build up to get to that, and then we're going to start the road to WrestleMania.
I can't believe it's already here. I wish I had the money to go. First WrestleMania closest to us, and we can't even go.
Can't go, but
I'd love to. That's another thing too, is I've been reading on just other people who watch, and they're really not happy about the sponsorships on that ring mat. A lot of people are like,
I didn't think they would
should take it off. And I'm like, I don't care. Personally, I don't mind it. It is what it is. Everyone's out to get money, and sponsorships are a huge way. It's how, podcasting and video, YouTube videos, it's how people get paid. You get sponsorships. You go, oh, hey, I'm drinking this nice drink.
Yeah.
You should buy some.
But even beyond that, stepping out of just wrestling, because wrestling's always had sponsors somewhere,
right?
But if you take a look at baseball baseball traditionally has never had sponsors on their uniforms, right?
Right.
And they're even stepping into the arena of sponsors on their uniforms. They've several teams in baseball have picked up like patches on their sleeves. This last postseason run, all the teams had decals on their helmets that were sponsors, you know.
Right.
And so, like, sponsorship, like, people to, like, I understand, you know, that it's a, you know, there's tradition behind the way things look and the way things are, but people have to understand that sponsorships are going to be there now, whether they like it or not, because that money, like you said, that money's there, and it has to be there, you know. You have to earn the money, and those sponsors want to pay the money, so.
Now
Like,
look at the fact, too, not to cut you off, sorry, but, you know, on that note of them making the money, it's like you got to have it to where, you know, your sponsorship's being seen somehow. And let's face it, a lot of programming is starting to sway further and further from ads, like commercials,
Yeah.
so they can't throw those sponsors out there.
That's another valid point, is like the further we go into Netflix and streaming, and this is going to be true of all sports, is like the further we go into this, the further we're going to get away from traditional network television, where you have commercial breaks, where you have set times, where you have set advertisers and stuff like that. So more and more of this stuff is going to pop up, because you're going to see, you know, because advertising has to be there. Advertising has always been there, but it's going to, you know, there's going to be a huge change, especially as we get further and further into, you know, the streaming sites are the ones that control the live sporting events, you know.
Yeah, see, and I don't think they even have to really worry about a timetable either, because it's not like, oh, hey, the show's waiting to get in their time slot.
Yeah,
so now they're completely open.
And seeing that's not the way it's traditionally been done. There's always been time slots. There's always been set commercial breaks. There's always been, you know, commercials are, you know, 30 seconds or whatever. You know, now all of that's out the window, or going out the window, you know.
Right.
Like, so, but your advertising still has to be there, you know. And so we're going to see, and like I said, that goes for all sports. Like, is baseball, you know, they haven't made the move yet, but at some point baseball's, you know, they're starting to make that move. You know, they put baseball games on Apple now, on their streaming site, and things of that nature. You know, it's not all about network television anymore, and it's going to be a huge change, a good change. It's going to be a good change for everybody, because it'll be, our access to all of that is going to be much easier as this change for, you know, right away. It's easier to watch Raw now. You know?
Well, like I say, I can actually come home and sit down and watch Raw after work now, instead of try and scramble what happened together on YouTube.
You can sit down and just put it on now. It's a lot easier. And I don't know what the changes are going to be with SmackDown, because I know, in, like we've talked about, in the other countries, SmackDown and NXT are both on Netflix.
I believe they are.
Yeah, it is. I've seen it too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I've only seen it. Like,
it's just America has the split on different networks, but as soon as those contracts run their course,
SmackDown's probably going to be right back on,
it's
or
going
get
to
right
change,
put on,
you know?
with Netflix.
Because there's going to hit a point where streaming services topple over the networks. You know, like your traditional cable companies and your traditional networks are going to get toppled. Like, it's going to go away, and it's just going to be streaming. Like, I don't know if that's years away or what have you.
Right.
But this move of things like Raw to Netflix, I'm not sure what basketball or hockey does at this point, but baseball is starting moves of that nature. And as soon as all those things make the move, it's gonna topple those networks.
Oh yeah.
It'll change a whole whole slew of things. Which it'll be fun. But yeah, we do have Saturday night's main event coming up too. A couple weeks. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about what's going on that this month.
I think the only thing I've noticed is Jay's the face of it this round.
Yeah. And then we have the Rumble. God, Rumble's coming up fast.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I've really heard much on what's going on.
I know the Rumble's got Cody and Kevin going at it.
The Rumble's going to be Cody, Kevin.
Outside of that, I don't
see what happens championship-wise. Travis Scott, that's the guy who was carrying the belt. But I'm kind of interested to see if we see anything come out of Nikki Bella being in the crowd. I didn't know she was even going to be there. Definitely looking forward to more of the 2K25 talk. We all kind of know that rumor. Roman's the new face for the game.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of them, but honestly, I'd love to see Roman be that face. But I'm definitely looking forward to. Yeah, I can't find it, but I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that, because I used to be a huge fan of their games before they got into the 2K stuff. Then they went into the 2K, and I haven't really liked them until Triple H took over.
Yeah. The
moment he took over, the games kind of started going back to what I liked about them, which, it definitely gonna, if it keeps going, it's gonna be the fourth game I buy of them that hopefully I still like. No, if they keep going down the way they're going, it won't be a bad game.
Should have a lot fun stuff coming up.
Hopefully we'll see Becky next Monday, see how that goes. Definitely looking forward to seeing her on Star Trek. That was kind of a cool announcement from her.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch. I'm actually excited for that.
I haven't seen anything on it.
I haven't seen anything on it, but I'm excited for Becky to be in Star Trek.
It's cool to see.
It should be a lot of fun.
Some of these guys come into it, into the Hollywood end of it.
Well, it's just it seemed like a different path than most wrestlers take going into Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's going Star Trek instead of action hero.
Yeah, she's kind of getting into just going into Star Trek, which is,
Well, I mean, shit, look, it really isn't per se, because if you look back at Stone Cold was on Nash Bridges.
Yeah.
He was the detective that carried a briefcase around and used it like a fucking chair.
I guess we really shouldn't forget that The Rock was actually on Star Trek 2 years back.
Voyager.
Yeah,
Voyager. He was on Voyager. That one was good. Technically Big Show was on it too. He was on Enterprise with Archer. He was one of the Orion. Wait, was it Enterprise?
If they were doing
I want to say it was. I think he was Orion slaver trying to sell off to Paul.
If it's the Orions, yeah, then that's...
He was the big green
Enterprise.
guy. Yeah. So he was in it too. There's actually been quite a few people on wrestling, or that were wrestlers that were on Star Trek. But yeah, so either way, it'll still be cool to see her in it.
Fun. She'll be a lot of fun on that.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right, my good man.
I think it covers about most of it. I mean, I think it was a great debut, and hopefully we see loads more in next week. And
yeah, I think this Netflix era is going to be fun. They definitely debuted well. So
we'll have to see where we go from here.
yeah, we'll have to see where Liv turns out. I'm still sad about that.
I'm not. I'm happy. I'm
all
happy.
right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you, and we'll catch up with you next time.